Dun 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 dee doo dun 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 dee doo dun 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 dee doo dun wow 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 wow.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of Community Minded. My sign wouldn't fit up anywhere today, so I don't have it up. But today I have with me Mayor Jeremy Stutsman of Goshen. This is your third year as mayor?
Correct.
And you did 8 years previous on city council?
Correct.
With Goshen. Awesome. So this is going to be a pretty simple interview. We're going to have a community-minded focus today, where I'm going to ask Jeremy a couple questions, and you're going to be able to hear his thoughts and comment below on what you think. So to start, my first question is, what is or was the main reason you wanted to become mayor of Goshen?
Good question. It was actually a hard decision for me to make. I originally got involved in city council because Mayor Kaufman and Edward Thomas Trulli all asked me if I'd be interested in running. So the first election I ran because I was asked.
Okay.
And the second election in council, I learned I loved working with the community.
Okay.
And so for those of you who don't know, I used to be in construction, did a lot of renovations downtown Goshen for about 17 years. And it was tough to make the decision to leave my business and job as construction renovations downtown.
Yeah.
I love that work. Still love that work. I miss it. But so it was a tough decision to be decide to want to take that step to try and be mayor. And the reason I did it was solely because of the community. I really do enjoy working with people. I love being open and meet with different groups and whether they're in the city, out of the city, residents, businesses. And so it's something I really do enjoy. It's a very stressful job at times.
I'm sure.
And it's not something that I'm going to be doing the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But it's something I love now. And yeah, looking forward to a couple more years here.
More years. Kind of an on the whim question on stressful. I remember running into you when you were up for like, I think you said you were like at hour 55 during the flood.
Yeah.
And you look tired.
So there's been a few moments, quick learning curve experiences.
Yeah.
And the flood was one of those. There were several city staff and I, that first 97 hours of the flood, we were actually ended up being in the office about 91 of those hours.
Wow.
So we were tired, we were exhausted, but we were doing what we could to try and manage the emergency at hand.
Yeah, and I think you guys handled it very well.
Well, thank you.
And the community, I think, came together too, which is another
absolutely
great thing about Goshen is it's so community-minded. One of the biggest reasons I chose to live here. So
actually on that, if I could real quickly, the funds that we've been raising to help people that have had flood damage homeowners, we've brought in a little over $27,000 now from private.
Wow.
Just got a check yesterday from United Way for $25,000.
Wow.
So all of that is being matched by the city of Goshen. City of Goshen will match up to the first $100,000 that comes in. So we're working with, I believe, 12 or 15 families right now to get furnaces, hot water heaters, work done in their homes. So so those of you who have donated, we tremendously appreciate it, and want you to know your money's already going to work to help people.
Good, awesome. And I know I talked to some of the folks over at La Casa the other day, and they're kind of changing their plan for what they normally do to maybe focus more on the flood affected houses.
Oh, okay.
So that's another cool thing that's happening.
La Casa is a fantastic part of the city.
It is very much.
County.
Yeah. So my next question, what is your favorite thing about living and working in Goshen?
Living and working in Goshen. So grew up here, and when I graduated high school, my then now wife and I went to Butler University, and we both swore we were never coming back here.
I know that feeling.
And what brought us back originally was growing up a little bit and looking at Goshen with different eyes. Mm-hmm. But we've got a lot of family here, so we wanted to be around family. So we did come back, and I've loved getting involved in Goshen. Learning all the great things, whether it's business, residents, whether it's a nonprofit group, all the great things that are happening here. Yeah. And in this position as mayor, I've been able to learn even more. And there's monthly, I hear a new story and I'm not surprised by the stories anymore because I know it's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
But the good things that are going on here and the way our community works together is truly amazing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I've similar shoes. Grew up here and was not coming back. I left.
Yeah.
I left for college like a month early and went living with my sister, and then I came back one day in like my sophomore or junior year of college, and I was like, you know what? I really like Goshen.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, it was my goal to get back here.
Yeah.
But then you had to find a job and all this stuff to make it happen. So,
And like
yeah.
any community, we have our issues we have to deal with.
Sure, yeah.
But the way we're able to deal with those issues, I think it happens in a positive light.
Yeah.
And I think the great thing is the majority of people are all open to discussion.
Yes.
And we're not all going to agree all the time, but we can all be respectful and be a community.
Yeah, and find that middle ground.
Exactly.
That's awesome. All right, third question. If you had unlimited funds, so this is hypothetical, what is one project you think would make a big difference in the community? In Goshen, I'll say.
Yeah,
Goshen.
it's a great. So if I had unlimited funds, I wouldn't have to pick one project.
That's true. You could say, I just want to go. No, but you have one project, unlimited funds. That's
I think right now, the climate we're in right now, we have a very thriving business community. It's continuing to grow. I think if we had unlimited funds, the thing that I would really focus down on is two, and that would be getting our infrastructure, continuing to upgrade the interior streets. Those are the streets we very rarely get funding for.
Yep.
So the neighborhood streets, and some of those haven't been touched for 30, 35 years other than patches.
Sure.
And I think the better our neighborhoods look, the happier everybody would be.
Yeah.
Easier you can get around. But with that, I would also look at really finding programs that truly help tackle neighborhood blight.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of things to try and work with whether it's landlords or whatever neighborhood blight issues you're having.
Sure.
And it's not the easiest topic to make a huge difference on, but we're trying a lot of different things. We're seeing some progress, but I think that streets and neighborhoods, I'd put a lot of capital into those if we had that unlimited funds.
Nice.
And we are putting a lot into it now.
Yeah.
It's just we have a budget, and so we put as much as we can into it each year.
And you're phasing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's but I think getting those things up and running, I think Goshen's been doing a good job of keeping up with quality of life projects.
Yeah.
I think we've been doing a good job of keeping up with streets and neighborhoods too. But if I were gonna unlimited funds again and could choose between the next quality of life project, the next neighborhood roads project, I'd go with the neighborhoods. And those are quality of life projects.
Yeah, I would 100% agree. So. Yeah, people got to be able to get around. I remember growing up and on one of the sidewalks on, I want to say it was like 5th Street, there's this big giant, like it was, the soil had eroded on one end and the side, and a tree root picked it up on the other end. And so we used it as a ramp. So those are that was fun as a kid, but I'm sure if you were like just an elderly person walking their dog, you'd
probably not going to ramp
it. Yeah. So this is kind of an impromptu question I want to ask right now, since you're talking about streets and stuff, my head went there. 33 is going to be complete. This fall, right? Or winter?
So the original date was, I believe, end of August. For the state.
Okay.
It's a state project. And they just changed it within the last couple of weeks to mid-July, that they believe they're going to have the road done and open, which is great.
Wow.
We're really hopeful for that. That'll help alleviate a lot of stress that we'll see with the fair traffic.
Yes.
It'll relieve a lot of stress that our neighborhoods and our businesses are seeing. We're trying to get through the construction.
Yeah.
So we're really hopeful that timeline will be able to be hit.
Okay.
And see that road open.
So that now leads me to think, since 33 now it's Main Street, 15 and 33, right?
Yeah.
So what happens to Main Street?
So once the US 33 connector route is finalized, the state will turn Main Street over to the city of Goshen, so it'll become a city street.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at, we're working on a plan now. We're going to be bringing in stakeholders, community members to really start developing that plan soon.
Okay.
And probably look at angle parking, downtown Goshen, get more parking.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Look at some more streetscaping, traffic calming devices to make sure that we make more of a complete street out of Main Street so that it's pedestrian, bicycle, and auto friendly. So it'll be, yeah, we'll be doing that, and really making sure that we can finish what we started downtown.
Yeah.
The vast majority that's happened downtown has been private groups, people that have done the work on the buildings and stuff. But the city has done a lot down there, but not a lot in dollar amounts.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I'm really excited to see what happens with that, and more to come soon. All right, so we went off the rabbit hole a little bit, but back on track. Question 4. If someone that's watching this right now wants to get involved in Goshen, what would be your advice on taking the appropriate steps?
Yeah, so it's a question I actually get a lot when I go to see other groups. And I get into the elementary schools, middle school quite a bit. I go talk classes. And I always tell the kids the easiest thing you can do is just say hi to your neighbor. Just talk to people. That is the best way to get involved in Goshen.
Yeah.
Now, if you're talking about wanting to be on a board or a commission or really getting volunteer hours and that type of thing, there's a multitude of nonprofit organizations in Goshen you can reach out to. Reach out directly to my office here at City Hall. I do a lot of connecting people with projects. You can volunteer with the Parks Department. There's all sorts of, no matter what you want to do, we can find a spot for you or help connect you with somebody that can find that spot. And Goshen's it's a great place because people are willing to open up their wallets when there's a project coming. And some people can't afford to do that, and that's they put in the time, and some people do both, and it's getting a check is great. Getting volunteer hours is great. There's no one that's better than the other, and it's the city doesn't function without this community doing what it does.
So getting involved is key, people, which is also why I started this channel, CommunityMinded. So that's kind of a common question that comes up that you may recognize. All right, so this question is kind of a doozy, and it's kind of long, and it's the last question I have right now. So what do you think there's room for improvement on bridging the gap between different cities in our community, so like South Bend, Elkhart-Goshen? So how can we encourage people to invest in the community, so all of those places versus just Goshen or just Elkhart or just South Bend?
That's a great question, and it's there has been some weird divides between some of the cities, even within Elkhart County. Over the years, we still experience those today. There's a lot of great efforts going on right now to help bridge that gap, and it's a lot like the diversity discussion in Goshen. Often I'll get a phone call from another community is, you guys have a large amount of diversity there. How have you dealt with that, and how is it staying so positive? And on that, it's all about the discussion. The more you talk about things, the more understanding you have, the better things you get along. And so communities working together, vibrant communities effort, in Elkhart County, all the communities have come together with the CVB. So there's that discussion happening of how can we keep working together? Mayor Neese, Mayor Jenkins, and I, so Napanee and Elkhart mayors, we get together fairly often just to discuss what's going on. And it's during the flood, it was amazing. I received phone calls. I offered Mayor Neese once we were through the hard part. He was starting the hard part. So we were offering services and sources back and forth. We worked together with our police departments already and a multitude of departments. So city governments, I get together with mayors of the region. I get together with mayors of Northern Indiana monthly. So city governments really are closing those gaps and connecting and working together. Communities are doing it now too. We got our regional cities program, which is going to grow into the Elkhart-South Bend region. So I think the discussions that are happening are fantastic. And when you're talking about regionalism, and that means Goshen's acknowledging if something good happens in South Bend, it's going to help us.
Yeah.
But the flip side, and people need to remember, is that South Bend also needs to remember that if something good happens in Goshen, it helps them.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I'm not saying they don't, but that's regionalism, is acknowledging all communities thrive together.
Yes.
And,
I agree with that.
you know, so we are working hard at how we can work together, how we can benefit each other.
Yeah.
Every mayor in the region, though, is fully cognizant and aware that my job is still City of Goshen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm going to be part of things. I'm going to be doing a lot of things to work with others and to try and build it, because that does help Goshen. But I also have to make sure I focus on the job I've been elected to do.
Absolutely.
So it's a mix of just working together and talking, and
yeah. Well, I think it's really important to see the mayors coming together and city governments working together, because once, like, me as a citizen observes that, it encourages me to say, oh, I need to branch out more to South Bend or to Elkhart. And that's what, vibrant communities, if you don't know what that is, I'll put a link below, go look at it. Regional cities, same thing. You've probably heard a lot about it, the whole Studebaker facility that they're doing over there by the Cubs field. Goshen Theater got some regional cities money or match money to help fund their new initiative of kind of renovating the space, which is huge, because that's money that we wouldn't have got. We've had to seek other alternatives, which would have dragged it out. So, and having the theater is important for the whole region, because it's a different type of theater than what, like, the Morris or Lerner is. So, and it's a little smaller. So you'll attract different people to it, but it creates more of a variety of things to do and entertainment in the communities. So yeah, that's really awesome. That's really good. So that's pretty much all I have. Is there anything else you want to add? Just talking to the people.
Yeah, I guess I would just say, if you ever have questions, don't ever hesitate to call. I'm willing to set up a meeting with anybody, sit down and chat. I love doing that. Because I love doing that, sometimes it can be hard to get into the schedule, as you've experienced.
Sure, yeah.
So it's something I do a lot of, and we set up a lot of meetings, and so I tend to have to come in early mornings to get my work done. Because of all the meetings. But I just encourage everybody to do what you can to get involved. And you don't even have to do something formal with Community of Goshen. It doesn't even have to be formal with a nonprofit organization. You can just be doing something in your neighborhood. Be picking up trash while you're walking down the sidewalk. There's so many things that so many people here do already, that it just helps out. And we see a lot of companies now that are stepping up and really making an effort to be part of the communities. Companies that have been part of the community for years. It's a fun time to be mayor.
It is.
It's got its challenges. Our budgets are getting tighter and tighter, but it's a good time to be mayor, and appreciate working with the elected officials here in Goshen, city council, clerk treasurer, judge. We tend to get along pretty well, and I really, really appreciate that. So I want to just keep that momentum going, and doing what I can too, through my position, to try and keep things positive. Year of goodness that we started. We got so much negativity going on nationally, and it's gotten to the point where I think people, I don't know if people feel more comfortable, or if it's just, what happens because of what's going on nationally, but it seems to be we get more excited about what we're upset about, rather than getting excited and participating in what good is going on.
Excites us.
So that's been one of my goals, is to really be adamant about sharing what good is going on. And making sure that that's our focus in Goshen. We're always going to have the problems. We're always going to have the issues, and we will continue to work on those, and they're very important.
Highlight the good stuff.
But we need to remember all the good stuff we've done.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, with that, thank you, Jeremy, for joining me today. And thank you, everybody, for watching. We're going to get going. All right. See you later, everybody.
Thank you.